Hey, Leslie Ann, Latoya, and Timalina, thank you for your submissions. I'm going to start with Timalina here. What a gorgeous area. One thing I see though is like the time of day that you're shooting, um, you're using a really slow shutter. Hopefully, you have a tripod. And when you use a tripod, it's also good to use your self timer, your camera self timer. So I'm not sure if these are all in focus, but I really like what I see. This one on the far right of the train is very dynamic composition. The lens flare is kind of cool, adds style. If that one's in focus, I think that one is my favorite, but the focus seems a little off. It could be the pixelation, but if this one is in focus, I really like that one. I think the light is cool, the mood is cool, and so on for that one. For a vertical one, I know you chose this one here, but I think you're cutting off the building here. You were just in digital image management with me and remember lens correction. And that I mentioned that in a couple of shoots. You got to be careful of the edges and so on. Even if you fix this, it would kind of bust out of it. So you've got some perspective distortion. Your horizon is crooked, and it's kind of graphic and cool, but I think there's a better composition in there for you. This one's cool too, but it's just about a train. I find the car distracting and to the left side there. And both of these are vertical. Remember, for the directions, you're required to show me one horizontal and one vertical. The train's kind of the linear one here is cool. Um, you've gotten three of them on the page. I think you could always go back and approach this area during the day. The red car and the train, that's kind of a cool contrast in colors for an idea. But I'm not seeing so much vertical. Maybe you crop them all, which is a no-no anyways. You should be flipping your camera horizontal and vertical, and really composing, especially in this class because we're so focused on photo design. You should be really doing all the composition in camera as much as possible. So, and looking through the viewfinder. So I think you're off to a good start. It's a great location. Just make sure you have the criteria of a vertical and a horizontal. Latoya, the car is kind of cool idea. A moving car would be more interesting. Right now, it looks like you're selling it, maybe on Craigslist or something like that. So it looks like you're selling your car. The suitcases certainly help. The one in the far right is interesting. I like the crop close up, um, and the some of the other ones with the trash bin, that kind of detracts. The one on the far left is kind of cool too, although there's something detracting on the left bottom corner. But that's kind of cool. Someone getting ready to go. I like that idea. Great effort in here, in dragging all those suitcases outside. So some of those are cool. What's cool with the far right or the bottom row is that you got tungsten light with the cool twilight going on in the background. So really cool mood. I think the far left is my favorite with the actual closer up. So that's cool. One thing to consider once again is that there is one horizontal and one vertical needed for this shoot. So you're missing a vertical here. So in the end, you kind of chose one that I chose here. That's cool. And the other one, it's interesting lighting for sure. But cutting off the roof isn't ideal, and you need one vertical. So you might have to go and do another shoot. Um, Leslie Ann, this is a cool idea. Just remember that you have to uncheck the box, rotate for best fit. So when you make these full page contact sheets, that has to happen. Otherwise, I have to keep flipping, and that's gets old very quick. So please make sure that you do that next time. And I like that idea. Good composition work of the suitcases. Ideally, you'd use natural light, but I think you have good white balance and so on. Little bit of issue on the edge there. The suitcase looks like it's kind of teetering a little bit. The close up here, a little too close and a little too specific. Remember, the whole idea of this shoot was to do something that was kind of denotes the idea of travel. So you don't want it specific to like one particular product or thing. So when you get close up with the starfish, I'm thinking one specific area. Um, Good job kind of exploring different things in your house and so on. But ideally, you'd take and use natural light and be able to take this stuff outside. I'm not sure what your weather's doing, or if you were just working at night. But if you have a decent day, I would maybe even put them on the doorstep or have a person leaving in those boots. You don't have to show their whole body. You could just show them dragging a suitcase somewhere, something like that. So in the end, I like this horizontal one. I think that looks cool other than the edge. Maybe you can find one that doesn't have an edge problem. I see that you're correcting for white balance after, which is great. But just remember, always make the best decisions in camera as possible. So if you see a white balance issue, change up that option. And that can certainly help. And certainly continue to explore it. I like the idea of the sunglasses. How about in someone's hand as they're dragging the suitcase away and stuff? I see more potential to explore these props in another location here. So I hope this feedback helps, and do know that there's a revision thread. If it's posted in there, if anything's posted in there by tomorrow, I'm in California time. I could give you feedback. Otherwise, I'm off, and hopefully I'm off Saturdays and Sundays generally. So I don't think any of you are on the wrong track 100%. I hope this feedback helps. But if you need me, you can always email me or just post in the revision thread, and maybe some of your classmates can further help. Hope this helps.